Lunchbox is brought to you by Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, a Friday the 13th edition of the Lunchbox. And superstitious, who, us at a racetrack? No way, because we already know Friday the 13th came early this year. It came on Thursday the 12th. And Defo, between your tip dog finishing in a different zip code than the race went off yesterday.
Got some excuses.
But more importantly and more depressingly, I owe you an apology because you were right, Defo. Last night's game was pivotal.
Oh, Jesus. It was
It could have been the end of the
monumental.
season. Lubie, I know, has some thoughts on it. There's nobody better to dissect these things under the circumstances than my longtime partner, Mr. Mike.
I heard
Lubie.
him. If he can do the Tourette's
I
free
won't do that
edition,
version. Yeah, I won't do
if you
that.
could substitute the flucking for freaking or something like that,
Yeah.
because this morning you went off. We're going to let you dissect
it's
and do the
fine.
postmortem in a second.
Just sad.
But first, I do want to apologize because yesterday when we were at Batch up in Delray Beach, and again, kudos to Kevin Danilo. Congrats on reconfiguring that one. He's got the full Southern kitchen there up there in Delray Beach now. We had a great time. But, me and you, we were a little bit at different odds in terms of you thought the Dolphins were going to win. I was correct about one thing last night. I said the Bills were going to score 31 points, and I had that right on the money.
When you had the under, too. You had Bills and under.
No, I said Bills
you said
and
over.
over.
Bills and
I
over.
took the over.
And that
Bills and
screwed me.
over.
I didn't actually
Well, I mean,
bet.
think about it. You can't look. The game's 31-10 is a bit much of a blowout as it was. You're going to salvage the other half if you were like me and had the Dolphins, some faith in them. They have 41 points on the board with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yes.
And you got to figure,
And they're about
you
to
had to
score.
figure the Dolphins are going to get some points going in the second half. They're about to go in and score when Tua gets clobbered, even though we're only about 3 minutes left.
But what happened to all that learning how to fall and how to go sliding and how not to get hit?
And didn't show up in
I
that
think he
play.
got carried away with his own determination to try and turn things around. I mean, he's got this leadership role working. Maybe amplified by the fact he got all the money and the team seemed to be very together. And I think he just forgot about it and was going for the first down and lost track of where he was.
He's a competitor.
Yeah.
And when you see daylight, like you can actually score a touchdown and maybe
Yes.
make it a game
That's
again.
probably what, yeah.
I understand that. But what I don't understand, all
Well,
right,
no one understands.
first of all, a
what
lot
he
of
did.
things happened yesterday that we did not foresee. Number one, I did not foresee that your tip dog that I actually bet on because I kind of liked the whole angle and I liked his name because it was like the name of my father, Bob, and Mo is another family friend. So like between the combination of a hunch and a tip, what I didn't like was the fact that he went from 10-1 to 3-1, which usually indicates that it's a live horse, right? We're talking about the fifth race at Churchill Downs, opening night at Churchill.
And you're not the only one that had this information.
Right. It seemed like when I told Val
Right.
about how the horse's odds plunged from 10 to at one point it was co-favorite 5-2. Goes, well, I guess half of South Florida has the horse.
That had to be universal.
And what I didn't like was the fact that Erasmiel Jaramillo, one of the jockeys from the local colony here, was named to ride it. But then, lo and behold, it was a switch to Julien Leperoux, a veteran jock who is very familiar with Churchill Downs. You'd normally take that as a good sign. I don't know why that switch happened. All I know is the horse broke from the gate alertly, was about third after a quarter mile, and then he must have bled. It was a 2-year-old making the first start. And what happens is when these juveniles who've never raced before, sometimes they bleed, and then it gets into their nasal passages. Internal bleeding, and then but then it comes out and it impedes their breathing.
Oh,
and that appears to be what happened because he stopped like he was hit by a freight train and just went all the way back. And like you said, He finished the race by the time they were loading the horses for the 6th race.
He might have been third in the 6th race.
And
They just got ahead and mowed him over.
I'm at the point of my life where I shrugged it off, even though I would have won like $800. I was alive to a pick 4 that was paying like 600 and change, and then I had some wins.
Why it's called gambling, my friend.
Well, no, and then of course I tell him to lose my number. Don't ever give me a tip again. But that's okay.
Yeah, I told you about this. We've discussed it on the show. There's a gambling etiquette. Somebody calls you with a tip.
Yep.
Now, I kind of like when the tip comes from an unnamed jockey who may have worked the horse at a different track,
Right.
and then this horse is running for the first time, been working out under the cover of darkness. Nobody knows much about him except maybe the trainer or the backstretch people let the word out. But the action would have been encouraging. And there was every reason to believe that the tip was valid. But
no, it appeared to be so. All the signs were good until the horse bled like a stuck pig.
Well, until he ran last.
And these things happen. And again, it rolled off my back.
That makes me 3 for 1,270 tips that win.
And then, I did end up rallying and using my own handicapping acumen. I hit the late pick 3 to bail myself out. I got $87 back out of the 100 that I ventured yesterday. So I lost only $12. All
right, and listen to how he's crying, Lubie. Unbelievable.
No, and then went to Heritage. Saw our friend Reno, had a drink at the bar and a couple of apps, had that beautiful chopped salad, and we ordered a pizza and a pasta to go. And then we got home all jacked up.
I was so excited for that
Let's
game.
mention the comp.
No. We're talking about
Reno doesn't.
Reno is the chopped Italian salad.
No, you have to pay.
And that's it was with the little cubes of the the meats.
We weren't talking about the salad. The fact that you probably didn't pay.
No, you pay.
I paid.
Reno,
I have the receipt.
Reno doesn't give you
no.
He hooks you up. Will bring you dessert or coffee or something.
When we go for the show, he'll feed me like a
he's
champion.
Busy, his business.
But I am one of those. I'm known as not a schnorrer. I'll go in. I'll pay full freight.
Wait a minute. Backtrack a little bit. Since the start of the show, you've become a major schnorrer.
You're not
no doubt.
okay. I don't know if the word schnorrer is the word, but you definitely like your presence being known ahead of time.
Yeah.
And there is a reason for that. If you want to say you're still going to pay, so that means you're not a schnorrer. I'll agree with that because I've watched you pay for meals, but you do almost every time.
I send out the bat
to a
signal.
man.
It's
Hey,
what
see you
would be the reason
later.
for that? Unless you were snoring. Come on, man. It's not even subconscious or subliminal.
I just think it's common courtesy because sometimes they get rattled or they might actually say,
Who's
I
getting
wish
rattled?
When have they got rattled?
These guys are running
What are you
top
talking
class
about?
restaurants. They're all very
Heritage?
successful.
Reno's
You think
like
Angelo Elia is getting rattled at Mayo?
a well-oiled
Come on.
machine.
Look, I think
You really
it's
have
common
a
courtesy.
bizarre
I think
concept
it's
about
great.
that.
I love your
And I am not looking for any handouts. You know how it works here, folks. When we come out and do lunch boxes at a place, they provide us with food and drink for promotional considerations. But when I, Mike Mayo, go out on my own at night, I expect nothing and I want to pay full freight. And
I'll agree with you at face for that because I've seen that, and you don't pull moves, you're not angling,
right?
But the text ahead of time.
Now, if somebody
I
happens
find
to say,
interesting.
"Hey, this one's on the house,"
Oh, you're not going to say
I'm
no.
no longer bound by the
Yeah.
ethics policies of any major newspaper publications. Not to say I have no ethics,
But you really weren't paying when you were doing this stuff at the newspaper.
well, that was OPM. That was
all
the
on
Sun
them.
Sentinel's money. That was the best.
You would have
Because I
figured
could-
everybody would have fallen in love with you.
because
at that point.
I could use the Sun Sentinel credit card and then rip the place to shreds.
Yeah.
It's like because that was my job. I was serving the people. I was like
Did-
John
did
Morgan.
you write a lot of
for the
negative
people.
reviews? I mean, I don't remember.
What's that?
Did you pan a lot of places?
I don't like to
I mean,
write pans, but I
who
did
wants to
do
bury
my
a guy that
I
just
did
started a
do
business?
my well. No, if it was a local mom and pop, I would never
Yeah.
bury them.
All
I would
right.
just swallow. Write it
You're
off
probably
and
not writing
say,
anything. Yeah.
"Listen, if it's that bad for any length of time, then eventually it's going to go out on
It's
its
not gonna
own."
exist, yeah.
What I did was, if it's a name brand celebrity chef or some highfalutin place in a hotel that they have a big budget for promotions and publicity, and they got all these publicists telling me how great the place is, in the months leading up to its opening, and it's not good, then I thought it was my duty to
Well, yeah, to
basically
be
that's your job.
unbiased. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Look, people are counting on you. They're trying to trust your opinion to guide them to places.
high profile
what stuff,
places. I would be.
I don't know that I would 100% after knowing you for these few years and seeing you eat. I don't know that I 1,000% trust your opinion anymore, but I do respect
At the time, that wasn't the
the
case.
experience that you have.
I trust my look. I tell people all the time, I'm not always right, just 95% of the time. And one of the 5%
Sound like my
times brings us to the Dolphin game because I
You sound
thought
like my wife.
even if the Dolphins lost or lost decisively last night, that it's really just one game early in the season that they could recover, still beat the Bills in the second matchup, still end up winning the division and getting a home playoff game. Well, you know what, Defo? I was wrong.
No, you were very wrong.
Yeah.
Everything is out the window.
Yeah,
you were
you're
right. This
right.
was a pivotal
you
game.
couldn't
Well, we
have
didn't know
anticipated
that. We
the
didn't know
total
that.
disaster.
We
Yeah.
didn't
I
know
couldn't anticipate Tua not learning any lessons from the past and getting his bell rung. And now we don't know, God forbid, no, hopefully his health is okay. But, given what he went through
I mean, he
2
shouldn't
years
play football
ago,
anymore.
there's already talk about, is he ever going to play again?
He-
Or is he going to just retire? I mean, can he withstand
We were talking
another
before the
hit?
show, Louie and I, because we've dealt with this topic a zillion times, CTE. And what was funny, and I Louie got to know this guy as well, the guy Nowitzki from
Mhm.
New England, who was the
One of
first
them.
guy to really be campaigning about the whole CTE issue in football and how they really need to do something about it. And I was telling Louie, I was in Arizona at a Super Bowl. I was struggling to find a guest, and this guy's walking by with a pamphlet. No one's talking to him. And it was this Dr. Nowitzki guy who became very, very prominent in the whole study of CTE and the impact of concussions. And he couldn't find a place to sit down and talk to anyone.
Yeah, no,
Then he became like super popular
Yep.
with all of the people the following year when it became a much bigger issue. But somehow, like Martha Mitchell, the NFL has managed to spirit this guy away because you don't hear much about it anymore, even though we've seen horrifying impact.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
won't see him no more.
Yeah, but I mean,
What
what
movie
you would
was
hate to
that?
see.
Yeah.
I mean, we all saw it with Junior Seau.
Yep.
Aaron Hernandez had tremendous
sure.
evidence
He
of
definitely had
CTE at a very young age when they did the autopsy on him, and the
Well,
guy
the Steelers
literally
guy.
turned into a nutbag.
The
So
Steelers guy.
you don't want to see this happen to a guy like
Mike
Tua
Webster.
or anybody for that matter. And yet the NFL, very discreetly has kind of managed to give people the impression that they're really doing something effective about this. But
Well, the
I
bottom-
don't know that you could mediate it out of the
Yeah.
game. You
The bottom
can't.
line is they've developed these new helmets with the angel.
It was a foam, yeah.
So why
the
don't they use
foam.
those in the games?
I don't know. I don't know why
Yeah, well,
Tua
that's what's
wasn't
weird.
one of the first to experiment and use it as a guinea pig, given his history.
Well, he needs it.
And now we're at the point where, all right, Lubie, I'm going to let you tee it up
Well,
because
right?
everything about this team now, all the optimism, and I feel like, you know what, I've now, for a couple of years there, I wanted to give him a chance. In the past, I've been a Dolphins hater. And for a while, when I was a sports writer, I was Dolphins neutral. I just would cover what I saw.
Oh, you hated him when you wrote about the Dolphins.
Well, I hated Shula. No, Shula hated me. I had no
Shula
person.
didn't like you?
No, Shula hated me
Because he's
because
honest. He's honest.
I was with Bricker, and we were like the tag team
Bricker,
from hell.
was not the most
No, but I-
ingratiating of human
I
beings.
also brought that Northeastern mentality where
well,
you
wasn't
actually
Shula treated
could
like
question.
Jordan? Like Shula was just like a god, and he could get
Oh
away
no!
with
And
it.
they
You do
treated
nothing
him with
wrong,
kid
and-
gloves, and look, all due respect to Tony, and Tony had a great relationship, and they would have private. It was like me with restaurateurs, where on air they would never say a bad word, but behind the scenes they would have conversations and talk about things that could be improved or what
Yes.
was going on. But in terms of, I wasn't like that. Bricker came from San Francisco area where he was used to winning Super Bowls, and I came from the Northeast, Boston, New York, where I'm used to
They go for
hard
it.
hitting
Yeah,
like
they go for it.
tabloids that just there are no sacred cows, and Shula was not a sacred cow in my world. And I saw things that people in the locker room were whispering about, and I would ask him about, why'd you do this and this, and don't you think the game is passed you
No
by?
wonder you were behind Al Lombardo in terms of being
Yeah,
able
exactly.
to ask questions at priority list.
So anyway,
I can't imagine somebody not liking Mayo. I mean, because
He's a nice enough guy, but if he's a pain in the ass, look, there are restaurants that put their thing up or hid his thing because he was very
Schuler was one of those
honest.
guys too, like a lot of people in sports would say, and this was especially true in the early days of sports radio, where people would say, "Well, I never listened to anything that anybody says on a radio."
You read
guys.
every word.
No, we don't read
Oh, no,
anything.
he knew what was going on.
But he knew what was happening, man.
And
He
this
knew what
was-
was saying, who was saying what. And what
This was
how
back
they were
before
saying it.
there was the internet and podcasts and
Mhm.
5 million things. This was when, the three big papers down here, the Herald, the Sun Sentinel, and the Palm Beach Post, he would get the clip package every day from Harvey Green, and he would pour over it. The first thing he did on a Monday morning after a game
Which read
was-
articles?
Yeah.
No, not the article. There was one thing he read. They did every week in the Sun Sentinel. We
Oh, the
did the
report card?
grading the report
Yeah,
card.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was either Bricker or me that would give the coaches a grade. And this is a guy who's like Hall of
Why does he
Fame,
need you guys?
perfect season. Why does he give a shit if Bricker or me gives him a C- for a game?
Well, it's
It
like
really
Kevin
got
Durant
under his thick skin.
And
It was
LeBron.
weird. I'm calling him weird, like certain
God rest
people.
his soul.
God rest
You're
his
on a
soul.
roll. Keep
He,
going.
he was a good person. He was a good human
We're
being.
still waiting for Louie to tee this up.
But anyway,
I don't know if
Here
I can
we
outdo
are,
what he just did.
20 whatever years since their last playoff victory.
Yeah.
Why do you give a $200 million a contract extension and a coaching contract extension to people who haven't won a playoff game, who haven't proven themselves. And now it's like everything looks like a complete wreck.
See, I know that's where people are going. I'm not going to go there
I'm there.
because I think
I hate them. I hate them as much as the Jets now.
But look, they are in the same breath as the Jets. They are 100% cursed. Devo joked about the curse of Marino. I don't know what you call it. I don't know why they're cursed. They're not the Cubs. They're not the Red Sox. They didn't do anything weird.
It's not just
to
us.
deserve
It's just
being cursed. They're cursed. They're like the Jets. They're 100% cursed. Last night, Tua never runs. He runs for a first down, which was a great play, and gets out of bounds. Good for him. Okay, the game was a disaster. 3 interceptions in a quarter, I guess. However, if they
that third
score,
one was such garbage. What is he doing?
The third one was all him.
Under pressure.
Third one was all him. But again, we've seen. See, what's so funny is when Burrow and Brady and Manning and Mahomes make that exact play, which they make way more than Tua because that's who they are. They take chances. It's okay. When Tua does it, it's the end of the world. But whatever. I'm not.
It's okay because they come back and rally their team in the fourth quarter.
Well, what was happening in that game, and that's what the point I was going to make is, as big of a disaster as it was, they were at the 6-yard line, about to score with 3 minutes left in the third, and they had just moved down the field in 2.5 minutes. So, and the Bills' offense did nothing outside of the Dolphins' turnover on downs or turnovers. So, as bad as it was, he was about to have maybe his moment, and I think he felt it. He was running. He got the first down. People have questioned his toughness. The world. People have questioned his athleticism. People have questioned his desire to win because he usually goes out of bounds or throws it away in those instances. So, he was trying to be tough. The problem is there's a room between tough and stupid. Like you can be tough and smart in the middle. Russell Wilson.
You got to be strategic.
Go down.
You already got the first down.
Go down.
Yeah. And he's trying to be a hero and get the touchdown
And
when you already got
what
the first
Defo was
down.
saying. He was trying to prove something it's only the reality is, as much as we made that game big, if they had lost 31-17 and are 1-1, did you see their next 3 games? What's who they win those 3 games?
That was my point
4-1.
yesterday. I was saying it was a mood-setting game, but it was not a determinative game as far as the rest of the season.
And Defo was saying that too. It was
However,
pivotal for momentum and mindset, but it wasn't actual.
Now it turned into pivotal in terms of actually pivoting because the season seems sunk. Because Johnny Greer, the GM, not only is there a Chris Greer, Johnny Greer, whoever the frick his name.
It was Johnny Greer.
I think he was in The Godfather.
It feels like that. Like maybe
he's with the 76ers.
He's a bassist or jazz bassist.
Yeah. All right. There's no offensive line. They're terrible.
Yeah.
They have no backup quarterback. What are you doing today? What is and then I feel snookered. Okay. I feel as dumb.
You're more fired up. Why are you so fired up? You don't care about the
every year. The funniest thing in the world is listening to Jets fans actually believe that they have a chance to win a Super Bowl. They're so deluded. And now I'm saying, I look in the mirror and I
Dolphins
say,
fans
wait,
are the same thing.
That's us.
It's me.
That's us. We haven't won a playoff game in 20-something years.
Yes.
We have people that are totally unproven who are one hit away from retiring.
Yes.
And now here we are today.
Yes.
And like you said, Lubie, I've got a daughter at Florida State that now looks like St. Mary's when it comes to their football program.
Yep.
And I've got a home team that I've turned on. Mike McDaniel, look, I like the guy. Nice guy, interesting guy. But it looks like he went on the ayahuasca trip with Rodgers. He looks disheveled. I don't understand a word he's saying. It's like I'm at a Trump rally. What the heck happened? I'm going to just bet horses from now on, Defo. Even tip horses.
This really hit you hard. This is worse than finding out the yogurt has an expiration date from 3 years before and you just ate the whole jar. My God.
Disconcerting feeling.
Yeah. Does yogurt go bad, by the way? I ate some that was past the expiration date. Would you have tossed it?
You know it.
It was fine. Though. I mean, by its very nature, should it not last forever?
I agree with you, but no,
it's based on mold, isn't it? I mean,
no, it's based on bacteria, active bacteria.
Which is the same thing.
I mean.
So here's the thing. It's like yogurt. It's like, remember the Supreme Court ruling on pornography or obscenity?
When you see it.
You know when you see like bad yogurt. Like yogurt, maybe a week or two after the expiration date, but when you lift it and you when you take that first bite. And it's beyond the usual like bacteria when it's completely curdled and you want to just instantly upchuck. You know it. You know it when you taste it.
Curled.
Strange smell would discourage me.
Yes.
I went ahead and had it. It was a couple of weeks past the
expiration. If it tastes fine.
And how'd you doing?
I mean, he's fine here.
Yeah, you'll know within 2 hours. I mean, usually it's a half hour for me.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, if you were Trump, you would test it on your dog. Feed it to some Haitian immigrant.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
here we are. It's Gulfstream.
Here we are.
It
I'm
is
glad, I'm glad
Friday.
you
Look at
calmed
Ten
down. I
Palms.
mean, I thought Lubie was going to do the psychotic dissertation.
No,
but
I
it didn't.
had to get it off my chest. And the funny part is I fell asleep before even Tua got hurt. I because after the whole Heritage, we had some cocktails. We watched in the first half. When it was like 31, to 10, I was disgusted and I just fell asleep. And so I missed the whole Tua injury. I woke up in the middle of the night.
Which
And
I
I see
missed.
that
Those
it's the
of
end
us
of the
that were
world.
trying to salvage our dignity with the over stayed tuned, thinking, hey,
You're gonna get it.
at least we're going to only pay the juice on the Dolphins side loss, but we're going to get our money back on this thing. And then turned out to be the double whammy. So that's the way it is. The NFL is not for long, and not for those that are faint of heart.
Yep.
If you're putting your money up, because anything can happen.
So now the prop bets for the season isn't what's the win total? It's is McDaniel going to still be the coach at the end of the season?
I don't see that.
Will Tua still be an NFL player by the end of the season?
No.
Will Ryan Tannehill, be back for
Inconsequential. Who they bring in? From
stint.
that
I don't think it'll
category.
matter.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
look,
the
I'd
other
like
thing-
to see it because it's better than the garbage we saw last night.
I think Colt
but-
McCoy, who got panned
Yeah,
as an
exactly.
announcer, maybe comes back. He
maybe
broke into the
Brady
league in
Quinn.
1967, I think.
There you go,
out of
Brady
Texas.
Quinn.
Colt
Maybe
McCoy.
Brady Quinn, the guy who
He could come back.
I don't want to knock anything, but the thing I don't understand at all, people who are talking about delusion.
Brady Quinn, by the way, was the only guy that wasn't on CNN commentating about
The debate,
that day. Yeah,
He's still on a local radio
I
station.
think he might have
but
been on the Fox News.
nobody
channel, yeah,
listens.
yeah.
No, and then talk about delusional. Then there's some Dolphin fans saying, "Oh, make a call to Tom Brady." Tom Brady is not
Brady.
coming back to this offensive line.
No.
He's making $360 million sitting in a nice, cozy broadcast booth. He's going to be calling the Super Bowl. He's been focusing his energies on that. That's so stupid. What planet are you on? People who say they're going to call Tom Brady. So
There's
all
no
right.
one to get.
Seems very
Well,
unlikely.
this isn't
I would imagine.
Yeah, but I've seen that floated on the
I think
internet.
McDaniel's a good
Because
dude.
people don't know what to do. They're at a loss
Yeah,
because
people are
the
stunned.
Dolphins were at a loss. They were totally unprepared. They're blindsided by something now that, unfortunately, maybe they were crossing their fingers and hoping it didn't
100%.
happen, but it did.
Well,
and
what-
it happened in
What do you
week
mean?
2.
We were talking to Perk like 2 weeks before the season started, and it became sort of this thing where because they waited for the preseason, and then you watch Mike White and Skylar Thompson suck, and they're the only ones that played the whole preseason. So you got a lot of watching them suck. So the topic became, okay, Tannehill's out there, Russell
Sucking
Wilson.
against scrubs too.
Yes.
That's,
So the topic became, okay, who are they going to get?
But
They got
while
to get
playing
someone.
with scrubs.
Yes. And exactly. Well, that's the thing is, they should have at least been decent. So they got enough reps.
They look particularly bad. And
They were
ineffective.
bad.
Yeah.
So the idea is, okay, who are they going to bring in? They got to bring in someone, right? They can't play these guys. And people like Perk actually came on and said it's inconsequential. There are so many other issues ahead of that. And yes, they definitely have issues, as you can see, but they're not ahead of that. Tua's going to get hurt. You need a valid backup. They clearly did not have a valid backup.
We're so
Like,
busy going
I know,
off.
Chef
I didn't
Jason's
even
right
see
there.
Chef
Yeah.
Jason is here with
Oh,
his,
yeah?
some of the. Let's take our first break,
Roll 'em
and
in, man,
before
yeah.
people say, "Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do now." I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to head to Tropical Acres for a happy hour later.
Oh, good.
Exactly.
Get myself a nice $8 Belvedere martini,
Yep.
and that'll definitely ease the
Some of
sting.
the
and the
pain.
You won't
pain.
find an $8 martini at the stadium.
No.
If you were at one of
That
the
you
bars.
won't.
You're
there,
lucky
You
you
yeah.
might find an
$15
$8
one.
ice cube if you're lucky.
Maybe you could get an ice cube. For
Maybe a bottle of
Yeah.
water for it. But at Tropical Acres, you're going to get all kinds of great deals. It's the weekend. It's at 2500 Griffin Road. They've been there for 75 years. It's hard to believe, but the Studio Alley family, they are the masters of hospitality. Go in there, get yourself a happy hour at the bar, 4:30 to 6:30, even tonight on a Friday. Then go into the dining room, get yourself a $39 twin lobster special with a salad and side dish. It's a great meal, a great deal. And you can get the prime rib, the filet mignon, the rack of
lobster
lamb,
special is going
so
on.
many good things. And you could even get yourself a reservation for Thanksgiving Day. Now they are open for the Thanksgiving holiday. Give them a call at 954-989-2500, 954-989-2500, Tropical Acres. We love them. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
Nobody takes better advantage of these events that Joe Beja sets up and the people here at Ten Palms and Gulfstream Park. So we're going to get into that. It's a barbecue
with
waiting.
Jason Gluss,
Very good.
chef extraordinaire. We'll show off some of the bourbon and barbecue items
Bring 'em
after
in. Bring
these
'em in.
words. Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First class dining, top flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa de Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail, and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. All right, we're back here on the Lunchbox, 10 Palms Gulfstream Park, and we're joined for a second week in a row by the director of culinary here at Gulfstream Park, Jason Gluss. Chef, welcome back.
Thank you.
You know, we were enjoying some of the regular menu items, that new chicken milanesa with the angel hair pasta, delicious. We had a little calamar for the weekend, but now you brought us a little sneak peek preview for tomorrow. What's happening here tomorrow? And is it a sellout yet, or Joe would know that?
So no, in the last couple days, it's not a sellout yet, but in the last couple days, it came pretty close.
So if you want to get your tickets now, again, it's the Bourbon Barbecue event. It's one of the most popular tastes at the track that they hold on the 3rd floor here in the Flamingo Room. About 350. They want to have the right size. They also have VIP tickets for the first hour from 12 to 1. You could go online to gulfstreampark.com. You should see the click through to get your tickets, the few remaining ones left. And when they're gone, they're gone. So you want to get on there now. Yep. It's a great event. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss this one because I have some other things going on in my life. I'm selling my house. I got to move it. I'm having a little, all kinds of things. But Lubie,
I won't miss it. I'm going to be there.
Lubie will represent the Lunchbox. He's bringing Shirley, the better half, and a couple
friends
others.
Coming, yep.
But what do you have here on this beautiful little preview platter?
Yeah, so a little sampler of what we're going to do tomorrow. I know last week we talked about the Texas Twinkie, so you can see
got
that
one right
there.
Here. This is
the jalapeno with cream cheese. Smoked brisket with a barbecue wrapped in bacon.
Can't really see this. You got the B-roll camera here going. You want to do that?
Smoke that for about an hour. Finish it in the oven. It's a nice little bite. There.
It looks great. I can't wait. I'm not going to big bite it because it looks far too like it could hurt me in a way with the jalapeno. jalapeno.
Yeah.
Jalapeno.
So we did that. We got
That's-
smoked chicken wings that we brined for 24 hours.
These look gorgeous.
Smoked them, and we're going to serve that with the
The
Alabama
white sauce. Yep.
sauce. So
Yep.
a little bit of zing on there. I added a little horseradish to it to give it a
Got
nice
a little kick.
pop.
Yep. Nice. And then you got the special
And then Franklin's
sausage.
barbecue joint, which is very popular. We
world
brought in
famous.
some of their
Austin, Texas.
Yep, jalapeno cheddar sausage.
I had one of those during the break. It was fantastic, and it also had a nice bit of heat. You top it properly with a little piece of white bread,
Yeah, a
like
little
most
white
barbecue
bread,
joints, and
house-made pickles.
house-made pickle. I tried; it's excellent. Let's see.
And then we even put bourbon in our barbecue, so we got a nice little bourbon barbecue, Chicago style there.
nice.
So,
And I'm
yeah.
holding off to see if
There we go.
if Lubie, he has his toy there where we get the secondary camera going, and we could do the close-up of here's the Texas Twinkie that's got the it's stuffed with cream cheese or
cream cheese,
yeah.
stuffed jalapeno
Smoked
wrapped
brisket.
with a
Oh,
and
and
smoked brisket inside wrapped with a piece of bacon.
Oof.
I'm gonna go in there right now. Oh wow!
Mayo
You got the proper crunch on the outside with the bacon, and the proper creamy center filling. Texas Twinkie, folks.
Not too spicy. We soaked it in a little bit of vinegar water. That's a secret there.
That's
That'll
a
take
winner.
away a lot of the spice so you can enjoy it.
That's delicious.
Yep. And
That's going to be on the menu
the
tomorrow.
Alabama white barbecue. And then we're going to have a lot more. We got about 6 or 7 other meats that we smoked. We smoked some whole turkeys. We
Mhm.
have brisket, St. Louis style ribs, Texas or Kansas City burnt ends. I'm going to do some smoked bologna sliders.
Mhm.
So we're going to represent a few states tomorrow.
Mm.
And they're doing all the drinks upstairs.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
gonna
was
be a whole
sampling
thing.
some of them drinks too today. So
Smart man.
Joe knows how to put together the libation part of it.
yeah.
You got the food angle covered. I love that Alabama white sauce
Little
with the
zing to it.
chicken. It's a perfect combination. And the wings are beautiful. That exterior, beautiful, nice, dry,
so
crisp
it should be
skin.
a good event.
So you said you were when we met you last week, you had already started doing
Mhm.
sauces, and I get it because it's a slow process. You take your time.
Oh yeah.
Are you still doing stuff the day before?
Yeah, so we got here again at 6 a.m, lit up the smokers. We got one big smoker, 4 doors on it. So right now we got a bunch of meat in there still smoking. We smoked all week. We did the sauces about 5 days ago, so we really wanted them to sit for a few days and
kind of
So it's like
marinate
and you
and
do
get
want
the-
it to. Okay.
Yep.
congeal and-
So we're getting down to the wire, but the last batch is coming out. My truck smells like smoke. I leave here and
Tell you what, barbecue smoke smells better
Yeah.
than
Oh,
cigar
yeah.
smoke.
oh yeah.
Barbecue smoke. You talk about what's his name, the Beavis and Butthead, the
Mhm.
quarterback from Tennessee, having the
I will
new
Levis with the mayonnaise.
the mayonnaise
Oh, yeah.
cologne. I say you could bottle up the barbecue
smoke.
smoke
That's a great smell. Yeah.
for a cologne
Yep.
because that is something that I would be attracted to, but I don't know how many women would want to wear it. But,
It's better than mayonnaise.
but yeah, better than mayonnaise, better than myself. So
Mm-hmm.
the spicy jalapeno cheddar sausage from Franklin Barbecue, world famous place.
Yep.
Do you just plain, or you dunk it in one of these
Yeah, you
sauces?
can dunk
here?
it in there. And
This is a bourbon barbecue.
that's a little spicy.
That has a kick,
Chicago
by the
style.
way.
Yep. Little bourbon barbecue.
It's all good.
Yep.
Yep.
So jalapenos, onions, base it all down, put it in the blender, strained it, so it's got a nice little mild heat, but it'll get you in the back of the throat on that one.
Well, Chef, you got all the flavors going on. It's going to be a great time. I regret missing it. Maybe I could sneak out.
There are still some tickets available, as what Chef's saying. So go
Yeah.
to GulfstreamPark.com.
Gulfstreampark.com, and I don't know. Sometimes at the door there might be, but I have a feeling this
Joe
one
likes
might
to
be
leave a little bit of room.
be
Yeah.
a complete sellout. But you're going to want to definitely not miss this one. And then it's not too early to look ahead. The next couple of months, you got a couple more coming.
Yeah,
up,
we
right?
got a couple more. We got linguine and panini and martinis.
That's in November. First, we got
coming up, then
Oktoberfest.
we got
Oh,
Oktoberfest. that
Oktoberfest.
we're,
Yeah, your first time
that
they're
we're
going to do that here.
we're gonna do some activations around
Yeah,
the
you're going to
property.
have the Wurst, the best
you know.
Wurst, and the
Yeah.
schnitzels.
the schnitzel
And beer, I
And,
imagine Joe will have all kinds of good
pretzel necklaces,
lagers
right?
and all kinds of. I will
Steins.
spare everybody the sight of me in lederhosen. Although maybe you never know if it's around Halloween, I could definitely spook some people and
There you go.
dress up. But that Oktoberfest is going to be in the middle of October. I wish I knew the date. I didn't do my prep work, but I'm going to guess that's also a Saturday in October. And
I believe it is a Saturday.
I'm going to say it's going to be the 12th or the 19th, but we'll look
I'll
online.
look it up, yeah.
You can find out everything at gulfstreampark.com. And then the new activation in November, right before Thanksgiving week, I think it's going to be on the 23rd of November, is linguine, panini,
And martinis.
martinis.
Yep.
All three things. I'm down with all of them.
Yep.
And whatever else we can squeeze in that that event there.
An Italian festival, a feast that'll feature the
Saturday, October 19th is Oktoberfest.
Okay, Oktoberfest, October 19th. That's close enough to Halloween where I could wear my lederhosen. And then we've got November 23rd, I believe, is going to be the martinis, paninis, and linguine.
Linguine.
And that's going to be great. But first things first, barbecue and bourbon. You are killing it, Chef. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
We appreciate it,
Appreciate
man.
it.
This is
All the
fantastic.
flavors here, I am definitely catching, getting all the smoke, all the vibes, barbecue from throughout this great land. You got the Oklahoma Joe's smoked bologna.
Bologna. Yep.
You got the Alabama white
Yep.
sauce. You got sausage, jalapeno sausage from Texas. You got Chicago
St.
style
Louis
sausage, St.
representing,
Louis style,
Kansas, yeah.
Carolinas,
Kansas
Kansas,
City. Yep.
maybe some Memphis in there as well. And of course, right here in South Florida, you got a lot of South Florida
Barbecue. Yeah, with the islands and all that.
represented.
Yep.
So, Chef, we're going to let you go back to
All
the
right,
smokers.
Busy man, the smoker's calling.
Yeah, right.
And we appreciate,
I
all
appreciate
your
everything.
efforts. And let's take a little break. Before we do, I just want to put out the good word about Dine Out Lauderdale is going on for a few more weeks till the end of September. It's going to be some great deals at some of the top restaurants around town, more than 170 participating restaurants with great multi-course dinners, lunches, weekend brunches. Go online to dineoutlauderdale.com now to check out the offers that await you this weekend and beyond. Check it out again, dineoutlauderdale.com. It's in conjunction with our friends at Visit Lauderdale and the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. You want to go on the VLFoodWine.com website because they have their whole list of events, and tickets are available for the festival that's coming up right around the corner, January 25. I can't believe we're in almost the last quarter of this year, and we're already thinking about all the Christmas and holiday gifts that you could get, the stocking stuffer as well, tickets to the Visit
Yeah, it's a
Lauderdale
great gift.
Food and Wine Festival. Great gift. VLFoodWine.com. Check it out. And yeah, that's it. Let's take a break.
After this, we'll be back. Maybe not with Chef Jason Gluce, but maybe Joe Bejo, or at least Jeff DeForest.
Or maybe it's Tua's
join us
replacement.
again.
If we
Yeah.
could find somebody off the
Yeah.
street, or
Oh,
maybe
gosh.
somebody up here in 10 Palms.
We'll move on from those sad news to more happy days and happy news here. Gulfstream Park's 10 Palms, home of tomorrow's next
Barbecue,
Taste of the Track
bourbon.
and barbecue.
A few of my favorite things.
in the Flamingo Room, Gulfstream Park.
A little further inland, Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial. Serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox, Mayo, and Defo sent you. From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets, they've got eggs Benedict, they've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Look at that, we're back. And look who showed up right on time.
Hi, everybody.
Joe Beja, Director of Hospitality here at Gulfstream Park. Fresh from a little vacation last week.
Oh, yeah. What
Before
a
we
blast
get
that looked
back
like.
into all the food, and we were talking with Chef Jason, and the sample platter is great for the bourbon barbecue tomorrow. But tell us about the gala 21st birthday celebration for your daughter.
Oh, it was wonderful. I mean, her 21st birthday was Thursday, so I did the drive to Tallahassee, had dinner at Il Luso, had the
Nice.
bone and veal chop like I saw you had the week
Right.
before, which
and
was
it's weird.
fantastic.
They do like a marinara sauce on one side and like a kind of more
A
of a
balsamic,
marsala. It's
yeah.
a balsamic reduction.
Yeah, I think it's a balsamic reduction on one
something.
side.
Yeah,
it was
It's
unique,
good. It worked.
but it was good. The Amaro cart was pretty cool. I couldn't resist that. I mean,
Okay.
I don't see an Amaro bar cart coming table side at too many restaurants, but they did a really great job. They really did. The pastas were really good.
Nice. That's a Tallahassee go-to now for me and
It is.
you.
And me.
But
And
then
then
you went to a little
Margaritaville.
football. Oh, no, I'm
No.
saying the football game.
Oh, that was a Monday before.
you've already
Yeah, that
blacked
was the
that
last
out.
Oh, yeah, I'm,
one.
I'm,
that
I'm
was-
blocking
yeah,
that
we
out.
did.
Yeah. Although
way
I
past
think I might put money on Memphis tomorrow. But anyway,
Whoever's playing the Dolphins and whoever's playing the Knowles is
Yeah.
getting my money
Memphis
for the
getting
rest of the
7.5
year.
right now
There you
against the
go.
Knowles.
All
But
right.
we did Margaritaville for the weekend, just a 5-bedroom, 5-house, and
Right.
did Epcot Food and Wine on Saturday, and
Beautiful. It looks
Star
great.
Wars and Hollywood Studios on
Yeah, it looked fun.
Sunday, and
Yeah.
then
Well,
That's
meanwhile, the party continues without
Yeah.
your daughter, who's back at school. But
Cheers.
we've got all kinds of great things coming up here at Gulfstream. And Chef Jason was saying it's almost a sellout. There's still a couple of tickets.
we're at about 287 as
Okay.
of now. We're selling about 50 to 60 per day at this
Okay,
point.
wow. Okay.
So we-
350 is your
350 is our cap on the online. We
Okay.
always save 10 to 20 tickets at the door for
walk-ups.
for
Nice.
walk-ups, people that may not know how to navigate the online. So if they want to
Right.
show up at
Right.
the door at 1:00
For your procrastinators. out
we
there.
don't do VIP walk-ups, but at 1:00 we
Right.
could do a walk-up for the $60 GA
Okay.
tickets, and we usually keep about 10 to 20 available to see how the
Nice.
volume goes.
Sounds like a plan
That's
for
perfect.
people. If you want to get on out and assure yourself a spot, go online now to gulfstreampark.com and just click on the tab. So meanwhile, with Chef Jason, I loved the Texas Twinkie, the
Texas Twinkie was
smoked
great.
wing with
The wing
the
was really nice.
Alabama
Alabama
white
sauce.
sauce, exquisite. And he got that Franklin barbecue from Austin, Texas, the
The
jalapeno
sausage, oof.
cheddar sausage.
Yeah.
Really tasty stuff. So people are in for a real treat tomorrow. Why don't we talk about the bourbon end of things? Since
Yes, we can deal
absolutely.
with that with Jay.
So I'll go through the brands that'll be there, and you'll see they're all pretty much heavy hitters and big names. So we have Angel's Envy will have a table. Widow Jane out of
Nice,
Brooklyn, New York will have a
nice,
table. Elijah Craig will have a table. Jefferson's Small Batch will have a table.
Jefferson's has some really good stuff.
Really
like
great stuff.
Those ocean, the ocean where they
Yes.
take the casks out to sea. I don't know. I mean,
Correct.
that's like
They have the
it's
ocean, and they have now a Caribbean one where they take the
okay.
casks out to sea in the Caribbean Sea.
nice. All right.
Really?
So,
Okay, that's awesome.
and they have Jefferson's. We have High West. Bib and Tucker will be
High
here
West
as
is
well.
great. Bib and Tucker is great. All
Yes.
these that you mentioned are in my own personal liquor
Yes,
cabinet.
same here. Buffalo Trace is
Yeah.
another
Double Trace
one.
really nice. Yep.
Amador is a nice whiskey that is out of California, and
Okay.
it's owned by the Trinchero family. So Trinchero
Winery. Yep. So
that's from them. Stone Street is a brand new bourbon that just came to market, owned by Kendall Jackson Wineries.
okay.
Okay.
So Barbara Jackson, who is a big horse owner and
And
horse
imagine
fan.
there's crossover
So-
between the wineries, like they're using the oak casks to age
Correct,
the wine,
yes.
and they could,
For
do
whiskey,
the
yep.
same for the bourbons and the whiskeys
Yep.
and ryes and all that.
And
Yeah.
then we have Bullet, of
Bullet
course.
is a
We have
classic.
Tin
That's a
Cup. We have
Right.
Woodinville. And the one you may not have heard of that we have a good partnership with the parent company is one called Iron Wolf, which is a
Okay.
bourbon out of Texas.
And if anybody partakes in all of those different brands, I suggest an Uber
Yes.
ride home.
Yeah,
or
Absolutely.
Lyft,
Highly recommend an Uber.
whatever, or a designated driver.
So we do about 3 to 5 ounces on the cups,
Yeah.
with the ice. And so they're 5-ounce cups, so about 3 ounces of alcohol.
Oh, and you're
drink
there,
portion and
and
stuff.
you
it's
want to
very
be
easy to get
sipping
drinks.
and taking it easy. Pace makes the race, folks. At a
Yes,
racetrack,
yes.
you know that.
Yes.
You don't want to do that first quarter in 21. You want to
Yeah.
kind of do it in 24.
Yep.
So just take
So you
your
have something
time,
left at the end.
Correct.
pace yourself. It's going to be a fun
Make sure you
afternoon.
eat. There's
Yes.
plenty of good
There's going to be a
food.
ton of food.
And I send
mean-
my regrets. I cannot make it this time, but Lubie is going
I'll
to
be there.
represent, and he is going to have
Yeah.
a whole bunch.
Chef, Chef Jason, he loves doing these ever since we did the whole pig at Taste of Savannah. Now he's got these like giant buffet tables
Oh.
that has everything. I walked in there and I literally saw 24 feet. I'm like, what's this 24-foot buffet here? He goes, that's the 5 or 6 sampling platter. That's the ribs and
Oh,
the
wow.
pulled
Oh,
pork. and
wow.
that's good. So you're talking 24 feet of walking up and
I love this
making
guy.
your
'cause
own.
He's all about like
Yes.
dramatic presentation,
Yes.
tactile experiences,
correct.
having the whole pig for the last event,
Or
for the-
even like
yeah.
Googling things. Like I asked him, I said, okay, what's up with the bologna sliders? I had a bologna
Right.
sandwich growing up in New York.
Yeah,
What's up with-
yeah.
He goes, oh, they smoked the whole thing. And then he sent me the video of the guy,
right in
Oklahoma
Oklahoma Joe,
Joe.
right?
Oklahoma Joe
Place
on
I've never
TV,
been. Yep.
smoking the giant bologna,
Yep.
smoking, and then slicing it and making it into a slider and stuff. And it's just,
It sounds good. I regret missing that part. Maybe Lubie will bring me
I'll
one
bring you
later
a
in the
slider.
day.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a great event. But meanwhile, I will be at the next one, which is going to be the Oktoberfest. And
Correct.
because it's going to be close to Halloween, I told Lubie that I might dress up as somebody like from The Sound of Music. I might wear some
Lederhosen.
lederhosen.
oh, there you go. That
Don't
would be
say it
great.
like that.
I
We
would
don't
love
want
to
that.
see that. You know, they have even socks
I
like
don't
that. I
want
thought about that because I'm
Yeah.
a sock guy.
Uh-huh.
They have beer socks that have handles
Oh, okay.
on the side of the socks. So, but
We'll
no,
have our
it's going to be great.
Steins, We'll have
Yep.
our Wurst. We'll have
So
all
for-
kinds of things. It's
Yep.
going to
For
be
that
great.
one in particular, I have a commitment from Sam Adams for Oktoberfest.
Nice.
I have a commitment from Three Sons with the Fest beer.
They have all
Ooh.
kinds of good Oktoberfest.
So they have an
stuff.
Oktoberfest beer. So does Tank. I haven't reached out to them yet, but they would probably be the third brewery that we would do an Oktoberfest beer.
You should. Three Sons is going to be in an especially good mood today because they're all from Buffalo. Corey
yeah.
and his
Oh,
dad,
God.
Yeah.
and they actually had a big caravan. They
They
had a party.
I heard about 40 people.
Pre-game,
40,
they
50.
got a bus, went to the game, and I'm sure by the time they came back, they were
Oh, yeah.
more than exuberant
Yeah.
and giddy with the way things
That's
went.
awesome.
So
I
we
was
love-
actually pretty exuberant too because I put $20 on the Bills on the money line.
Oh, good for
Money
you.
line. What was
and the
the-
under.
he had it.
Oh, you did have the
See, I said
I was cooked
I
at
was-
halftime
I-
until everything kind of
Yeah,
fell
it fell
back into my
apart.
place.
I was correct because yesterday on the show I predicted that Buffalo would win outright. I said Buffalo was going to score 31 points, and I thought the Dolphins would make a late meaningless garbage score, and I said it was going to be the Bills on the money line and the over. I was half right. But
I had the
you got
bit-
it all right. What were they on the money line? Plus 140 or
Yeah,
what?
something like that, plus 130, I think
Yeah,
it was.
okay.
So I had the Bills on the money line, and I had under 49.5. I threw that on a $20 bill, and then Hard Rock's got that little boost button,
Yep,
and
you
it paid out $86.
look at you. This
Yeah, you're
man,
like a Mayo man.
he's brilliant. He's a lot smarter than me
Yeah,
and
he actually
Defo,
did
that's
this
for
one.
sure. We're chasing our losses today, but it's all good. So I guess the question is, people can still get in on the bourbon and barbecue. When
Correct.
can they start purchasing tickets for Oktoberfest? And then it's going to be martinis, paninis, and linguinis,
Linguinis.
November
That's
23rd, the Saturday
Correct.
before
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
That is correct. So if you attend the event tomorrow, there are table tent cards that will have a little barcode that you could scan, and you'll get 10% off your Oktoberfest tickets.
Oh, nice.
So they'll be available on Saturday, and then they'll be available online to the general public on Monday.
Excellent. And is there like a little discount code for those who are there tomorrow? Or
Yeah, for tomorrow it's
He's-
10%.
10%.
You said
yeah,
the
10%.
Little,
QR
little
code
barcode for the 10%
will
off
give
for
you
tomorrow.
10%.
Another incentive to start going.
Yeah, that's
to
great.
all these monthly
Yeah,
taste
they're
at the
great.
tracks.
I mean, these will be the next two, and then we take the holidays off, and
Right,
then,
and then
January's
Pegasus
so
month, and then back in February.
back in February.
All
First
right.
Saturday of February will be the next one.
That's
Nice.
good. Not that you
Tacos and
take
tequila
any rest, because all these events are major planning and
Yeah,
all kinds of stuff that would keep me up all night. But I don't have to worry about it. I just show up and eat. It's kind of the
Pretty
greatest thing
much,
in
yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
Joe, do you have, I guess, did we want to talk about your New York Football Giants at all? Or
Oh
not?
my
Not
God!
really?
The only thing I like to talk about them, quite honestly, is hope for the draft for next year. We're looking at Carson Beck, the quarterback of Georgia. But anyway, and I'd like to bet against them for the rest of the year.
What
So
do you
that's pretty
think
much
if you were, I guess, in a pool and say which team is going to finish with the most victories, Jets, Giants, or Dolphins?
Oh,
Who do you
wow.
go with now?
Jesus, I don't know.
I'd go with Jets.
Jets now, yeah.
Really?
At
Jets
least you have
now,
Rodgers
because I think
now.
you have to put two on the IR.
Yeah,
So
you
he's
do.
out the next 4 weeks.
Yep.
You know, and the Giants, honestly, they're going to make the move from Danny Jones to Tommy Cutlets or someone
Nah,
at some point. But you know, I think at this point the Giants are going to get a top 3 draft pick next year, depending on how Carolina or New England does. I know New England
The
surprised
Patriots,
Cincinnati,
yeah,
but
that's not long term.
you know, and both those teams
And the
already have
Bears.
quarterbacks.
Those are going to be your
It's-
disaster, and the Dolphins will join them. I mean, the Dolphins
Yeah.
don't even have a
Meanwhile,
friggin' backup.
it's amazing how things quickly can turn.
It's football.
You know, FSU, everybody went in with high hopes, top 10 ranking, and they look like they're in the
Freaking disaster,
dumpster, and the Dolphins now
Yeah.
doesn't look much better.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's always horse
Thank
racing.
goodness for
There is
Gulfstream
always
Park and
horse
10
racing.
Palms.
And there's always, if you're a Giants fan, there's always hope. You start scouting quarterbacks. So if
You watch in
Tua-
college.
if Tua somehow retires, if I'd keep my eye on the quarterback from Texas.
No,
Like
I was
yours.
going to say yours. I like
He-
yours
he's
a
going to go
lot.
mid-first round.
Meanwhile,
I
I've been
do as a lot.
totally remiss. I haven't done the contest yet. And I don't know. Do you want to stick around? Do you want to
Yeah,
do it
of
right
course.
now?
Do
Do
it
we need
now, we
one
can
more
take a-
break?
We have another break, so we can either do it now.
I'm
or do it
gonna
after the
really
break.
tease the folks here. You
Yeah,
gotta
I was
wait.
gonna say let Joe
Gotta
go. and we
wait.
can do it after.
We'll
Or
let
Joe
Joe
can
go.
stay. Or Joe
We'll
can
do the
stay.
last break. Come on out tomorrow and get your great
The
bourbon
fact that
and
they're still
barbecue
gonna have
fix.
10 to 20 hanging around, so if your Saturday's free and you want something to do, it's an
Yeah.
easy decision. Just come here tomorrow.
And
It's a
before
great time.
it's going to be a great time. Before we take that last break, just put out a reminder: if you're looking for a really good place to go this weekend, an option is J&C Oyster in Hollywood, 2035 Harrison Street.
great.
Some really good, creative, innovative food. If you're at the track tomorrow for barbecue, then maybe want a little something on the lighter side for dinner. You go up there. They have happy hour going every day. They're open Wednesday through Sunday from 5 to 7 at the bar, and they got some of the great crab dishes and some oyster dishes.
Well, the fried
Oyster-
chicken, I think, is on there too.
Fried
That's
chicken.
a fantastic
That's
dish.
a great dish. All kinds of great specials. J&C Oyster will be out there next Wednesday for the
Nice.
show at Happy Hour Edition, 4:30 next week. So go on out there. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Say hi to Raheem and Monica and Caesar. And we'll see you then next Wednesday. And we'll see you after these words with a contest finally on the Lunchbox. One of the best restaurants in Broward, J&C Oyster in downtown Hollywood. At 2035 Harrison Street, this place is fantastic and worth a drive. It's got creative, cutting-edge seafood and more with an Asian twist and gorgeous cocktails. Chefs Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at some of Miami's best restaurants. Don't miss some of these fantastic dishes, including grilled oysters, fried chicken, and the Thai red curry crab. Open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner with daily happy hour and outdoor seating. Go to jncoyster.com for reservations and information. Tell him Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, we're back on the Lunchbox, and thank you to all our patient audience members who stick around.
So I hate to put this man under the gun, quote unquote, but Lisa keeps asking about the next brunch bash, and since we have Joe here, I know there's nothing set in stone or no inquisitions, but any ideas, Mr. Mayo, on what we were thinking?
I was going to float him some dates. I'm maybe looking at the last weekend in
End of October,
the
right?
weekend before the Breeders' Cup, because I know the Breeders' Cup is a big weekend
insane.
for you. And also, I don't know if it's doable the day after. Like, when is your Oktoberfest? Is it the 19th?
It's the 19th, which is
So
a
how
Saturday.
about looking at the 27th of October?
Which is a Sunday, right?
That would be great.
27th of October might be the day after a FSU Miami game here, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So the 27th,
So
tentatively,
end of October, at least.
we'll all
That's
confirm,
for
and
you.
I'll check with my people, and his people will check with his people. And
There you go. We'll check
but
all
we're
the
going to
people.
say, let's do the next brunch bash. Get a
Sunday,
bunch of
October
contest winners
27th.
in who haven't redeemed yourselves. The 27th of October looks like, and then I'll wear my lederhosen 2 days in a row or 2 weeks in a row.
There you go. That'll work out.
That's a
Sleep in
sight. All right, let's get this contest over.
Let's
with,
go.
people.
A whole show without doing it.
Oh my God, I got to really do it quickly here. It's time for the Lunchbox Gulfstream 10 Palms Sunday Brunch giveaway. You email the answer to this week's restaurant trivia questions, along with your horse selections for this week's Gulfstream contest race, which is going to be race number 10, numbers 1 through 10. And this week's NFL tiebreaker. Since the Dolphins have already played, we're going to go to the marquee matchup this Sunday, Chiefs, Bengals.
Yeah.
And you're going to give me the winning team and the winning margin. Let's say Chiefs by 7 points. You're going to email all three elements to MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow, Saturday, September 14th. Again, the contest race is the $95,000 Hallandale Beach Stakes for 2-year-old fillies, going a mile on the main track. Again, that's a 10th race at Gulfstream, numbers 1 through 10, post time approximately 5:35 p.m. Again, the tiebreaker, winning team margin, Bengals at Chiefs, kickoff 4:25 p.m. on Sunday. Game is on CBS. If multiple people have all three elements right, we'll do the tiebreaker drawing on the next Lunchbox show, which is Monday. And you get Sunday brunch for 2 at 10 Palms, including the buffet, 1 mimosa each, and it also includes tax and gratuity. Full rules at my Lunchbox page. All right, for this week's restaurant, we have a place that is fitting for today's food holiday, which is National Peanut Day, Lubie.
There you go.
And I'm not talking Charlie Brown peanuts. I'm talking about actual peanuts in the shell, Jimmy Carter peanuts. Here's the clues, and you're going to like this one. So is Defo. This national chain restaurant is known for fresh butchered steaks and yeast rolls with honey butter that Tony Segreto loves because
You
they're
just wanted to give it
warm.
away.
But the eatery is also known for its complimentary peanuts. They used to be scooped from a barrel, community style, but
Yep.
since COVID, they have changed their protocols to now offer individually wrapped, individually sealed bags of peanuts placed near entrances of the restaurant. Do you know this restaurant?
I don't.
It is a sponsor of the Morning Defo show.
We need to take you. We need to take you.
Here we go. Number 2 is a little esoteric. The Lunchbox once did a show at the Miramar location with one of the local regional directors, Ed Garcia. And at that show, Mayo was wowed by the delicious bone-in ribeye steak and the hefty burger and those rolls. They're warm. All right, number 3. This one you'll get it on.
I think I know.
This
it.
is the giveaway.
I think I know it now. Okay.
Although the restaurant's name is drawn from the Lone Star State, the
Yep.
chain was actually founded in Indiana in 1993 and is now headquartered in Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville. They're
The
big with
ch-
their horse racing. They love horse racing.
The chain has more than 600 locations in 49 states. I did not realize it
Yeah.
was that,
That much.
huge.
They were at like
Wow.
400 when we started with them, and they've in the last 2 to 3, or was it 3 to 4 years? they've, like,
They're
blown
in
up.
expansion mode,
Yeah.
and they do a great job. 600 locations, 49 states, another 29
They're
locations overseas,
Yeah, they're overseas.
in
too.
11 countries. Okay,
Yeah.
Lone Star State name, but headquartered in Kentucky and founded in Indiana, and a proud sponsor of the Morning
And a
Defo
famous
show.
Patrick Swayze movie
There you go.
is attached to the
There you
title
go.
of the restaurant.
There you
Or the
go.
or the remake with Jake
And
Gyllenhaal.
the Jake Gyllenhaal disaster.
There you go.
Remake. There you go.
That's the bonus clues for you live Lunchbox viewers.
To really give it away, I forget not
Yeah.
everyone watches our morning show. so
Again,
to give it away, really
horse
give it
pick
away.
1 through 10. Chiefs Bengals winner with the margin and the restaurant name to Mike Mayo Eats at gmail.com by noon tomorrow. And that's going to do it for today. Joe, you're the best.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you
you.
for
Pleasure.
everything.
Thank you.
And thank you, Chef Jason.
Yeah,
great,
please.
great sampler platter. I want more of
I'm so
everything.
excited.
Yep.
And
For tomorrow.
everybody, we'll lick our wounds. We'll see what the Dolphins go from here. Meantime, you can adopt a new team this weekend
Yeah.
after watching the full
Jesus.
slate of games.
And
on
not the
Sunday.
Giants.
Not the Giants. Oh, sorry, Joe. All right. Have a great, safe weekend, everybody. And until next time, Monday, I think we're going to be a home show now.
Okay.
And enjoy every barbecue, every bourbon, and enjoy every sandwich.